What's up, Both Fam? Stacy here. This is Chargers Talk 4630, your home, where we have honest takes, fresh analysis, uncomfortable conversations, and all things Chargers football. And before we get started, if you would do this podcast a big favor, if you like, share, and subscribe, and I thank you and I appreciate you for all your support. But I want to say this before we get started. It's Victory Monday! I feel so good after a win on Monday morning. And what a happy way to start off this podcast with the huge Chargers win that stopped the two-game losing streak, got them back in the win column, and helped them maintain their lead in the AFC West by outlasting the Miami Dolphins yesterday. The Dolphins went ahead with under a minute to play, but Chargers quarterback Justin Herbert, man, he pulled off some magic. He escaped two Dolphins pass rushers and connected with McConkey on a 42-yard catch and run in the final minute, and that set up Cameron Dick's fifth field goal of the game, and the Chargers pulled out a win in a game that honestly should not have been this close. But nonetheless, the final score was 29-27. But let's get into some of the details. Kamani Vidal, right? Let's give Kamani Vidal some flowers. He was getting the bulk of the carries for the Chargers' wounded backfield. He emerged as the leading running back after the injury to Amari Hampton. All reports suggested it was going to be a committee approach with Hassan Haskins, but Vidal outperformed Haskins and absolutely capitalized on his opportunity. Kamani was constantly flashing with explosive plays, 138 yards on 21 touches, and his ability to contribute as both a runner and a receiver was exactly what this offense needed. Oh, and throw in a receiving touchdown too. And also, I want to give flowers to the Chargers' newest signing, Odafe Oweh. He had an immediate impact yesterday. Oweh, a former first-round pick by the Ravens, is just one season removed from a career-best 10 sacks, and he made a positive first impression yesterday by getting a sack in his very first game as a Charger. He finished with 4 pressures, 1 stop, and that big-time sack on his very first snap. And what can I say about McConkey? The dude was a key factor in the Chargers' victory over the Dolphins with 7 catches, 100 yards, and a touchdown. And that crucial 42-yard catch and run in the final minute to set up the winner by Dicker, that's McConkey's second straight game with a touchdown and his first 100-yard game of the season. Dude is just a little beast. Now let's talk about number 10, Justin Herbert. On second down from his own 41, Herbert escaped a short sack from Jalen Phillips and Chop Robinson, right? The pocket collapsed. Phillips wrapped him up, but Justin spun and twisted and contorted his body like to say, get off me, man. Phillips fell to the turf, and Herbert found McConkey short. McConkey made a defender miss and took it 42 yards down to the Miami 17, setting up the big win. Now, Tua, on the other hand, he threw 3 costly interceptions in a game he's going to want to forget. Herbert finished with 29 of 38 for 264 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no interceptions. He was consistent all game, even though the Chargers struggled early in the red zone and had to settle for those 5 Dicker field goals. Herbert's leadership in that late game magic was so important in securing the win and improving the Bolts to 4-2. This was a crucial win, people, because falling to 3-3 would have been tough to bounce back from, right? Now, look, I've been so hard on the Chargers offensive line, but today I want to give them some flowers. They at least kept Justin Herbert upright from taking too many hits, a lot fewer than what he's taken the last 2 weeks, right? Think of this, the left tackle, Austin Deculus. This is a guy who couldn't even make it as a backup on the Houston Texans offensive line. The right tackle, Bobby Hart, hasn't started a game in 3 years. They're on their 3rd straight right guard. And yeah, they're still getting flagged for penalties and false starts. But honestly, that's to be expected from an O-line made up of guys from the street and the practice squad, right? And at the end of the day, this is all about Justin Herbert, right? The organization tried to take some of the pressure off him with a strong running game, 2 power backs. And after all the injuries, it's right back on his shoulders again. And thank God we've got number 10, because I'm telling you, some of the best in the league couldn't do what our guy does. So we should salute Justin Herbert today. So I'm giving that offensive line some love. They did the best they could to help get this win. And I said last week, I don't care who it is, get it done. And that's exactly what they did. Now, here's 2 things working in the Chargers' favor right now. They're undefeated in the division. They've beaten every divisional opponent they faced so far. Division games, as we know, are the most important because division record is the first tiebreaker for winning the division and making the playoffs. And all 4 of their wins are in the AFC. So being undefeated in the division plus all wins coming in the AFC means your team is in great playoff shape right now. You're winning the games that matters the most for tiebreakers and controlling your own destiny. I can't tell you how huge and important that is moving forward. Now, according to multiple reports, the Chargers are actively searching the trade market for both the running back and the offensive lineman. Now, we know they've been hit hard by injuries at both spots, so they're looking for some reinforcements ahead of the November the 4th trade deadline. Even though Kamani Vidal had that breakout game in Week 6, they still need depth at the position. Reports are saying the Chargers have been calling around for both depth and starter options. Some names I've been hearing about, although not official, let me say that again, although not official, Alvin Kamara from the Saints, Breece Hall from the Jets, Derrick Henry from the Ravens, Blake Corum from the Rams, and Jalen Wright from the Dolphins. And please, no emails, people. No emails, no messages, nothing in the chat box saying this guy is not going to get traded or that guy is untouchable. I can't believe you said that. I said it for the record. These are rumors from credible sources about what they think the Chargers could do. So let's stay tuned and see. But I'll tell you this, though. There's two names I really like on that list, Alvin Kamara and Derrick Henry. Man, this was just such a huge, huge win for this Chargers team. They could not afford to go down 3-3. They felt a little bit of pressure because Denver went into New Jersey and knocked off the Jets. That's a game I thought the Jets was going to win in the end. But hey, Justin Fields been having his struggles since he's been in the league. We had to take matters in our own hands. That game was a little too close. It shouldn't have been that close, but Miami fought to the end. But remember when I always said about moments, there are going to be certain times in certain games that moments are going to come up, and you got to cash in on that opportunity when those moments come. I've always said these games come down to 2 to 3 plays, and you have to make them when that opportunity comes. And Justin Herbert, as one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the National Football League, he doesn't get paid for when everything is good. You have all the pieces around you. You got your offensive line. Everybody's blocking well, pass block, run block schemes. Everything is working right. That's not what he get paid all that money for. He get paid all that money for when things are collapsing around him, when you start losing a lot of guys that were key parts of your offensive line to injury, when things are not looking good and everything is collapsing around you. That's what you get paid the big money for, to elevate everyone else. And when those few opportunities come for you to cash in on them. And just like Justin Herbert does, he's right now, I believe, second in the National Football League in most come from behind victories. A lot of people would know that because they always say, oh, he's not clutch. He's not clutch. He's not clutch. He's not clutch. Stop saying he's not clutch. He's clutch as hell. Pat Mahomes is in front of him for most comeback victories. We know that you're not going to get every single one. If you're in that situation 7 out of 10 times, we expect Justin Herbert to put the team on his back and carry them through. And most of the time, he's always done it. So mad props to Kamani Vidal. Mad props to Derwin James. Mad props to Justin Herbert. Mad props to Odafe Owe. Who else was it? Lad McConkey. I mean, and the offensive line, we've been killing these guys. I don't know how the hell Bradley Bozeman is still the center. I mean, I guess maybe that says a lot more about what they think of Andre James. And my whole thing is, if Andre James can't play better than Brad Bozeman, then get him off the roster, because there's no way he should be taking up a roster spot if you know that he can't play the position at all. So I'm not going to harp on that too much. I want to sit around and bask in this win. We are 4-2. We are still in first place. We have defeated everybody in our division. We have defeated every team that we had to face in the AFC conference, period. So we are in a good situation. Reinforcements are coming back. Alt will be back soon. Trey Pipkins will be back soon, if not next week, the week after. Amari Hampton will be coming. Maybe we get that trade and get one of the weekend of. And man, you know, the defense played a little better yesterday. They bent, but they didn't break. Miami had, you know, their opportunities. They had their moments on offense. And but when it was time for this defense to make some stops, they did. They created turnovers. I'm happy today being a Charger that we still on top. We're 4-2. We in first place. So that's all I got for you now. For you people that are home, I know some people are off for the holiday. Enjoy your holiday. Have a great day. Don't let nobody steal your joy from you. we are 4-2, despite what people say. Like, you know how bad this offensive line has been. And out of 6 games, we won 4 out of the 6. And we in first place by a couple of games. So nice talking to you guys. I'll see you guys soon. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget that after the game, momentarily, maybe a half hour after every game, there's a new podcast that I have called Boat Cat, featuring me and my son. We chop it up about the Chargers all the time. We talk before the game, during the game. We talk after the game. His thought, his knowledge of football, of his team, the Chargers, and how passionate he is, like I used to be. I want to get him on camera and let him, start sharing his thoughts with the viewers. And drop your comments and thoughts. And you can also hit me up on X at retirein26997. That's X at retirein26997. I want to hear from you. Until next time, this is Third Nation, locked in, fired up, and believing no matter what. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Appreciate your support. What a great day it is to be a Charger. I'll talk to you guys soon.